calm down before you stress up the groove. The energy a little different when the blessings accrue. Hey, who you talking to? Just know I ain't no regular fool. Could be anything in the world, but I can never be you because I had time.
You almost have to simplify the equation. You have to find fulfillment in yourself. You have to find out, what do you do for yourself that makes you happy? What do you personally do for yourself that brings you joy and fulfillment? If he fails, at least fails while daring greatly. I feel like my hands are full, but I wouldn't want to have it any other way. And I honestly feel like you guys need to find what you want to do. Find what drives you. I wake up every morning excited, and I feel like that's a rare kind of thing, but it shouldn't be. You should be able to find what you want. You should be able to look and see what you enjoy. What do you enjoy doing? What do you enjoy helping people doing this or that? Or what do you enjoy doing? Find that out and explore the world, guys. Give the world something. Give the world something. You can benefit the world in any sort of way. I get asked all the time, and some of you guys may just want to turn this off because I sound like a broken record. I sound kind of cliche, but how do you do what you do, man? How do you become successful? The answer is so simple. It's so freaking simple, but I still get asked every single day. And if you take three things, you take your work ethic, your desire to become better, that includes the willingness to be able to take criticism, take positive and negative criticism, and take that away, become better yourself, and become better at your craft. So work ethic, the ability to be open-minded, and consistency. If you combine those three things, guys, you will eventually be successful. A lot of you guys are like, oh, you got lucky, like, all these people that do well in life just get lucky, right? And not everyone can do it. You're just in this unique position to be able to do that because of X reason. And it's absolute bullshit, guys. Excuse my language, but it's absolute bullshit. I'm going to use YouTube as an example, but just keep in mind as I'm talking, this can be anything in your life. This can be college, or this can be being the best engineer and getting a great job, or this can be being a musician, or whatever that, being the doctor, whatever your goal is, right? And you feel like you're not going to be the best out there. I'm going to use YouTube as an example, but I've been doing YouTube for almost 5 years. Since March 2012, I've been doing YouTube. And I had a chart that I found on my analytics from the day I started my channel until today. And guys, the first 2.5 years, it's a chart of growth, right? The first 2.5 years, my line was like this. It came up like that much, like this, like that. And that is the time, that beginning phase when there's no traction, there's no momentum, there's nothing pushing you forward. That is when everybody quits. That's when the 99 percentile quits at what they're doing, because they don't see the immediate response. They do not see the progress. They think, I'm gonna fail because it's not hitting off, whatever, screw it. Maybe I was doing 3 videos a week in the YouTube scenario, maybe in a different scenario. Maybe I was studying a ton, now I'm gonna start studying less. It's just not worth it. I'm not gonna make it. I'm not gonna be good like those other people that are, blowing up. And it's so easy to say that. Even for me, guys, you look at athletes like TJ, he's had his channel like a year and a half, 2 years. He's already at 500,000 subscribers. You look at these people gaining 50,000 subs a month, 100,000, even way more than that. And it's easy to get demotivated and compare yourself to people. But looking at my chart, 2.5 years, I had this amount of growth. The following 2 years, the chart literally starts here, year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, year 4.5. And it's like, there's so much momentum now, but that momentum is not given, it's earned. And yes, you may get a little bit lucky, you may have a stroke of luck here and there, but if you're not consistent throughout those slow times, if something lucky does happen, you'll never know if something's going to happen unless you're staying consistent and continually doing this. Do not give up, do not get demotivated, you're not seeing immediate progress, and that is the number one thing. Just consistency is the one word that I wish I could just engrave in your mind, guys. Like I said, not just with YouTube, but with studying for your exams, with practicing your instrument, with doing things that you say you're going to do. You just do them consistently. You follow through with what you say you're going to do. No matter what comes up, no matter what excuse comes up, how you're feeling, how your mom's sick, how you got sick, how you're just kind of lazy today. And there's so many excuses you can always say. but just stick with what you're gonna do and what you say you're gonna do. Oh, well, I'm 18, I'm gonna go to school for 4 years, I'm gonna do this, then I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna start like working towards opening this gym, right? Start working on that now. Like, why are you gonna, like, by saying that, by telling me that, you're telling me that for the next 7-8 years, I'm shutting my mind off from doing what I want to do so I can get these steps knocked out according to the book, right? I'm following the book, then I'm gonna start working. Start working now, save that time, just frustrates me okay. Start now. No excuses. Your age doesn't matter. Gather experience along the way. It's great to be book smart. It's amazing to know the theory behind everything, the theory behind business and just all the numbers. It's great to know the numbers and the detail. What you think are the details, but real life situations, real life experience, in my opinion, outweighs any textbook out there, guys. So get out in the real world and start doing. Start acting, okay? And if you start acting and stay consistent and you have a passion, if you combine those things, you will be successful. Monetarily, you'll feel fulfilled, you'll be happy, truly happy, if you're really doing what you're passionate about. We're gonna say I'm a tree, right? You as a person, you're watching this video, you're a tree, and you have branches, okay? All these branches are the things that you're trying to balance in your life. There's this, there's that, there's a girlfriend, there's my 9 to 5, there's this job that, or this business venture I'm trying to go for, this thing I'm trying to do, and then I'm getting distracted doing that because I'm trying to do this over here and this over here. And you have a lot going on, right? And you're trying to balance it all. Now, the secret is to trim your branches. You need to focus in on a few things, guys. Focus in on the things that you really want to improve on. You can't, if you try to do too much, you're gonna notice that you get stuck. You're not making progress in any of these places that you're trying to make progress in because you are trying to do too much. You're getting distracted. Too much is on your plate and it's hard to focus on the main goal. So many times I run into people that are extremely ambitious. They've got plans, they've got these big goals that they want to hit, and it's easy to talk up this big game and to say, all right, we're going to be in 50 different locations. If you're a business, we're going to have this app. It's going to have 100,000 users within weeks and everything. And so many things get proposed to me, guys, on a daily basis. In theory, all that sounds great, but what a lot of people don't do is you almost have to simplify the equation. If the equation is this business and you've got all these plans, and you can sit down there and you can see the future, you can see what you want, you can envision what you want. That's a great starting point, but you have to simplify the equation and find out what do you actually have to do first. You need to be sure that you are giving your primary goals, your primary and secondary goals, the tree, all the branches, you need to trim the branches into the good branches, the ones that you want to stay. You need to focus on those and be sure you're not spreading yourself too thin. Be sure you're not trying to take on too many projects at once so you can't focus on the main project that you have because you're just trying to do too much and you're getting lost and you're unorganized and you don't have good time management because you're trying to do too much. You can have a very, very good work ethic. You can have an amazing work ethic. You can be ambitious. You can pursue these goals, but if you're not focusing in on certain tasks, like a step at a time, one at a time, take things slow and be realistic with yourself, you're never going to reach those big goals. It's just frustrating to see so much potential, and then so many people fail and get complacent and they don't realize they're getting complacent. They think they're trying to do more and more and more, but in reality, you're not really moving because you're trying to do too much. And I hope that makes sense to you guys. But again, my secret, my tip, trim your branches, focus in on the things you want to focus on, give those things attention, feed that hunger, feed those branches, nurture them, and you're going to see everything just succeed. And that's how you become successful. Then once you do those steps, the steps get bigger and bigger and bigger, jumping, you're taking huge steps, and then you're in this spot where it just doesn't stop. It never stops. It's constantly moving forward because you're constantly pushing yourself, because that's the ambitious mentality that you have. It's just you can be ambitious, but you have to realize you have to start. You have to start slow, and then things will grow. what you have to understand is these things over here, these tangible things, this house, this car, these Louis Vuitton shoes, this Mercedes, whatever it is, that is not going to bring you fulfillment. That will not bring you happiness. In the end, it doesn't matter. There's a certain point, money, it does not bring you happiness, guys. Let me tell you. And it's not, I'm not trying to be like, oh, well, if you have no one to share it with. No, that time's going to come. You have to find fulfillment in yourself. You have to find out, what do you do for yourself that makes you happy? What do you personally do for yourself that brings you joy and fulfillment? I've been lucky enough to figure that out. Producing content, being able to help you guys. And the majority of my viewers probably don't see many benefits other than maybe killing 10 minutes and watching a video. But there are people that come up to me, that a lot of people that tell me their stories and this inspiration and how I help them through this part of their life and this part. And like, that makes me feel good. Being able to help my family out, being able to financially help if they need it, like I can do that. Being able to get my dad a car because he had wanted one for like 2 years and could never get around to it. And it's not the car, it's the fact that that can happen. It's the fact that I'm in a position now where I can do that. And the problem is that there are not enough doers. There are so many people that kind of look at this, going back to the 16-year-old, right? There's so many people that look at this motivation. They look at the car, they look at these motivational quotes, these motivational videos, they watch videos on YouTube all the time, they look at people doing what they want to do, and they can respect it. They're, man, one day I'm gonna do that, one day I'm gonna do that. But you know what? If you don't take any action, if you don't start doing, I don't know what else to tell you guys. You can watch as many videos as you want. You can listen to all the speeches, read all the quotes. You can look at all this motivation that you want, but until you start acting and working for your own life, for your own self, that's when you start seeing the success. Once you see that growth and that motivation gets you fired up, that whole process of you falling in love with what you're doing, then you reach fulfillment. That's how you can find your fulfillment. That's when you find it. But too many people can't get out of that motivated phase. Find your motivation, get started, start doing. Once you start doing, everything starts rolling, everything starts coming. And then you're in a position where you can help others. You can share your knowledge, you can share your experience, you can share what's worked for you, what hasn't worked for you. You can share just help people. And it drives me insane just having people say, you know what? A Ferrari is not motivation. No, it's not. That is not the end goal. That's not fulfillment. If I die tomorrow with a fucking Ferrari, who cares? Like, that doesn't matter.
The reason why most people come to this gym and tell me, I appreciate what you've done, I appreciate what you said, and they support, they buy merch, they do whatever, right? Is because they feel like I helped them with something in life. But the only reason why I was able to do that was because I went through shit in mine. The beginning of this year was a real rough year for me. And a lot of you guys might know that. If not, it doesn't matter. The point is, it was a rough year. And I took a lot of what had happened to me initially as like, why me? And it's ironic because when I was a kid and my father took his life, I acted, I had the same way. The same way, this like, why me? This is, and I was so resistant to like what was happening. I was resistant to like, hey, this is happening, this has happened, this is the reality now. How can I move forward? I was so resistant to allowing it because I knew that like where my intentions were good. And I knew they were good, so I was so resistant because I felt like I didn't deserve what was happening to me. Just like when I was a kid and I was young, I was like, yeah, I didn't deserve this happening to me. Because what kid deserves to have their father take their life when they're 6 years old, right? I don't think any do. How can I make good of this bad situation? Okay, I'm 18 years old. I start working out heavy. I'm like, man, I love this. This is what I love. And I started to use the feeling, the energy, the emotion of my past to propel me forward. I started to use that crappy moment that took me 13 years to be like, wow, I can use this to push me forward in something that I love doing, the gym. So when I would go to a heavy lift, I'd be like, I would think about the things that would make me emotional. I would think about the things that like, why am I doing this in the first place? Like, why do I care about this? And I think about, I'll be honest, like I used to think about like, if my dad could see me, he'd be proud of me, right? And that's kind of what I wanted, okay? I used it like to propel me. Like moments where I was like, okay, I know I'm gonna hit this PR on the deadlift. That was the thing I was like, I'm doing this for my father. I'm doing this for me. I'm doing this to prove that I'm worthy in a sense. And that was kind of like how it started. And then as time went on, right, it was a propelling force that I didn't know, 13 years ago, that I was gonna have. Okay, so I want to point this out, this perspective thing about crappy things happening in your life, things you feel like, I don't deserve. Why me? Why is this happening? Why do I feel this way? Why do I have to go through this? All those things I used to ask myself. I used to sit, I used to sulk, I used to think about it when I was young. And as I got older, it was a momentum. You guys are just as capable of doing whatever you want to do with your life as I am, and as I was, at any point. And you may be even more capable. Like, the hardest thing though is when bad shit happens and perspective is now what's important, right? Right? Listen to this. Something bad happens in your life. You got two choices. Okay? Two choices. Right now I'm gonna expand upon that. Something bad happens. You put it in a box. Do this, I'm telling you, with everything. Something bad happens, put it in a box, okay? Put it in a box, say, this is what's happening. But do not forget to do something that is so important in order to grow, to keep your perspective, to get better. And I'm telling you this because I forgot to do this. And I want to remind you guys, because I've learned later on now, months later, like this is what I needed to do to move forward better, faster, to feel better, to feel more like myself, right? Without getting caught up with this. So, bad thing. Don't forget that you have great things in your life. I don't give a shit if it's like the simplest thing. If you have to sit there and be like, bad thing, but at least I'm alive. But at least I have shoes. But at least I have a house over my head. But at least I have the internet. But at least I have this, like maybe you're drinking a pre-workout. You're drinking a Games pre-workout. You're like, but I got the pre-workout. But I have a hat. Like I have a shirt. I can talk. Like even if you gotta think of the most basic shit, even if it's just like, yo, the sun is shining right now. Like I look out my window and it's like, right now the sun is shining. The problem, what happens when people go, bad things are happening, they go, oh, this is just bad. All I see is the bad stuff. That's all I'm focused on. And I forget to go, well, I have all these other great things in my life, right? Even if it's basic, even if you have to remind yourself of the basic good things, the basic good you have in your life. You got a toothbrush, you're able to brush your teeth. Like, I don't care what it is. People just get so caught up, and I've done it myself, and I just want you to know, I'm not saying I'm the guy and I figured this out. I'm still figuring it out. That's a part of it. That's all part of this perspective, is you can't get good focusing on bad, and it's that simple. No matter what you're going through in life, it's not gonna be tomorrow, it's not gonna be right now that like it's great, or you understand that passion, you understand that push, that thing, that benefit from the dark time. But it might be 10 years, but it may just stick around and understand that it's gonna make you better. And you're gonna be able to have so much more perspective on life and share and give to people. If you really care about something, if you really want something to be, if you really wanna change your body or change your life, you gotta realize that you're always gonna have those days where it's not 100%. It's not what you pictured it to be. I've had hundreds of days like that. And then I'll have hundreds of days that are the exact opposite, where it's like exactly, or it's more than what I imagined. You guys just have to understand that that's life, and those are gonna come with everything else. It's gonna come with all the good. The bad is gonna come with it. You guys need to know that. You're like, okay, that happened. Tomorrow is a new day, right? The next workout is a new workout. The next meal is a new meal, right? The next situation is a new situation, period. Like, nothing that has already happened can continue to affect you unless you allow it to continue to affect you. And I'll think about why, you know, I want certain things in my life, or why I know that I deserve certain things in my life, and what I'm willing to work for. And I put it in my mind that like, the only way that I can get those things is to move past this obstacle, right? So to move past this obstacle, I have to mentally be like, this shit is gonna happen. When it's a PR, when it's a thing that you've never done, you have to convince yourself you can do it before you go try the shit. Convince myself before I try it, otherwise you set yourself up for failure. And this is like anything in life. This is like, you wanna get a new job, you wanna get a girl, you wanna get whatever the fuck it is. This is like anything in your life. If you're like, oh, I don't know if I can do it, or, you know, I don't know, what if she thinks I'm this, what if she thinks I'm that, or, you know, when I go into the interview, like, what if they don't like, I got a tattoo, or they don't like this, I don't have any tattoos, but what if this, what if that? You start doubting yourself, and you don't walk into a situation with confidence, whether it be lifting fucking 400 pounds, 500 pounds, whatever it is, 200 pounds, whatever it is. talking to a girl, getting a girl's number, whatever it is, getting a job. If you walk into that situation like, I kind of sort of might be able to do this, I don't know. Fuck that, man. Go in there like, I'm gonna do this. And I deserve this shit. These are the reasons why I'm gonna do it. These are the reasons why I put myself through this. I'm gonna come home with what I deserve. I'm gonna leave this gym with what I deserve. I'm gonna leave this bar with that girl's number, what I deserve, or leave with the girl. I'm gonna leave this job interview as the motherfucking president of this goddamn company. Sometimes you just gotta man the fuck up or woman the fuck up and believe that you have the power to do something before you try it. It's that simple. That simple in your mind. The more that you tell yourself you can't do something, the more you will not do it. So tell yourself you can. All of these things, all of these moments are a part of your life. So you lost something you thought you needed, but you got something you didn't know that you needed. You see what I'm saying? You got something else. You're getting parts of your life you didn't know you needed. You didn't know you were going to need. You have the power to make you feel however you need to feel. Just know you have the power to change how you feel. No one else, nothing else, no circumstance has the power to make you feel a certain way. The point is, in loss, it's not your choice, okay? I love you guys from my heart, but it's not your choice. It's not your choice to decide this is something that I shouldn't have dealt with. I don't want to deal with it. I shouldn't be dealing with it. If it's happened to you, it's happened to you and that's it. You're dealing with it. It wasn't your choice, but it's your responsibility as a person, if you want to be better, to take that loss and to let it propel you forward. But able to look back now, 28 years old, as an adult, and look back and all the people who said good to me. Shit. That, like, all that stuff that I went through is the only reason why I was able to have perspective. I'm trying to do something here that is just fun. I just want to have fun with you guys. I want you guys to enjoy this. I want you guys to get something out of it. If you don't, man, skate the fuck on. Get out of here. But if you do, stay here. We're rocking together, and I appreciate everyone who rides with me. I appreciate the squad. I appreciate all the love, all the support.
You get someone like Jake who shows up every day, pushes harder than anyone else I've ever met. Like a guy that can just dig down deep. If you can do that in life, this goes for you guys out there going through anything. If you can push mentally, push yourself hard in the weight room, do your cardio. When you say you're gonna do 10 sprints, do 10 sprints. The thing you take away from it all starts up here. Before anything else happens in your life, it starts up here. You're forward thinking into some of the trials that are gonna come up. You visualize yourself, you feel the emotions of being a champion or succeeding in business. Whatever it is, you start living according to that mindset that you have. And it's amazing what follows from that.
Training, life, food, social media, it all means nothing unless you truly care. Like, if you don't love yourself, no amount of training in the world is going to change that. You're always going to find something that you don't like about yourself. So really, like, you can put all these restrictions, put yourself in a prison, and it might take therapy, it might take whatever, but if you're out there struggling, watching social media, and I'm so guilty of this, guys. I'm so guilty of looking at other people's lives and saying, oh, I want that, I want that. It's almost like you look at other people's lives and you're at a buffet. Everyone's life is the food, and you pick out what you want, and you think, I want that, I want that, I want that, but nobody has all of those things. No one person has all of those things. They want a perfect relationship, they want the perfect body, they want all this money, they want the perfect kids and job, and what happens is nobody has it all. That's not the purpose of life. The purpose of life, really, to me, is serving, not yourself, but other people out there, the man upstairs or whoever that higher being is for you, treating others as you would want to be treated. And I can guarantee you, for me, training's always been kind of to balance out my life, but also to really, that's how I stay healthy. That's how I stay mentally healthy. And at times I beat myself up and I think there's nothing, I want to change this, I want to change this and that. And I think that, especially in the fitness industry, comparison runs rampant. And compare yourself to something probably that's not even real. Like so many people out there editing photos and changing, you know, airbrushing magazines. Like we're talking about being real, being healthy, inside and outside. You can't, you know, what you don't see on Instagram is you don't know how that person's doing on their inside. How is their soul? So again, we train because we love it. We train because it gives us life and energy. We want to give that to other people. I want to give that feeling I have of when I push myself to the limit to somebody else. I train because, yes, I love looking good, but whenever I lose sight and just make it all about looks, I've lost sight of my purpose in life. And in LA, that's been easy for me to do. You know, it's easy when you come to a place like Bali and you're working out in the rain 2 or 3 times a day and you have your food cooked and life's easy. You know, it's easy to do that, but it's also at the same time a good refresher. And so blessed to be here with like-minded people.
Life is about times you feel like quitting. You don't know why. You might be on that flat surface in life, but inevitably you're gonna hit that downhill. You're gonna find your speed. You're gonna be going faster. You're gonna be doing things better than you thought you could. And then there's gonna be other times it's just a freaking grind. It's just 1 foot forward in front of the other. So we're gonna go back right now. It's a good day one. Tomorrow we're gonna go to the lake. We're gonna swim. And we're just gonna put 1 foot in front of the other. 1 foot at a time, because we got big goals. I'm nowhere near where I need to be, but you just go one day at a time with that clear vision of your goal. So I'm gonna go back right now and show you guys my dinner.
Not everything has always been so great, and there's been recent times in the last year that like I've had those lower points, you know, and right now I'm at a high point and I'm just soaking it all in and taking opportunities as they come. I'm trying to treat the people around me that I really care about well and show that attention and give that. And I'm trying to be conscious to give that to people, you know, and I think that that's something that I'm learning as I'm getting older, is just to really, really value and treat the people that have been there, treat those people well. Are you really doing everything you can? You have to ask yourself that, because so many times we that are not as talented or as just, you know, we're not as good as these people that are above us or better than us at what we're trying to do. Is it that they're smarter, or is it that they study harder? They study more hours. Hard work and consistency will beat talent any day of the week. You just have to put more effort in. And just don't look at others and talk down on them because they may be doing better than you. They may just be working harder than you, and that's a hard truth. That's a cold, hard truth. Is your YouTube channel not growing? Are you putting up videos up? Are you putting up consistency? Are you putting quality content up? Are you really trying that hard? Or do you, for example, my first year and a half on YouTube, I barely broke 1,000 views on anything. Do you give up then, or do you keep going? And if you keep going, if you continue pushing, continue doing whatever it is that your passion is, that you want to do, whatever that thing may be, if you keep pushing, eventually something is going to happen. I'm too busy working on my own grass, as a metaphor, to notice that the other person's grass is greener. So be so focused on you and building yourself and building your business and your character and your relationships that you don't even, you don't care if anyone else is doing better than you. You're focusing on you. You're putting your time there. Don't put time into being concerned about what other people are doing and thinking and what their opinions. So just focus on what you're doing, guys. Competition-wise, business-wise, relationship-wise, take care of your responsibilities. And if you give your full attention here, everything's going to pay off. If you're giving your attention here, but you're noticing this and you want to get involved in this and this and this, you're going to spread yourself too thin. And I think that's really, really important. I think that's something that has gotten me to where I am today, is focusing on yourself and not the negativity and the distractions that life brings. It's so funny because you see me dressed like this. I've got torn up jeans, I've got a baggy hoodie, like I'm not shaven. And if someone saw me on the street, some random person, oh man, his dad must be whatever, he must have a great trust fund, blah, 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 blah. But if you were to see like a businessman dressed up in a suit and a tie and really nice and it's tailored and he looks like he's in the corporate world and he's a CEO or blah, blah, blah. If he looks that way, you'd be, oh, that guy could drive that car, but some dude looking like this can't afford these kind of things. And it's all bullshit, guys. The standards of everything now have changed so much in this generation. We're in a generation where everything is changing. Everything is on your phone. If you want to be whatever you want to be. I watched Casey Neistat's video the other day. What was it called? I believe it was called something about do what you can't or be what you can't. And if you want to be a broadcaster, you can be a broadcaster now. If you want to be an artist, you can put your videos online. You can go viral. That's Justin Bieber. If you want to become a gym owner, you can do it. If you want to be a fitness guy, you can do it. You can be a trainer. You can train hundreds of thousands or millions of people. You can do whatever you want now. It's just insane how much things have changed. And nowadays, you don't have to be in that corporate world wearing a suit and, you know, drive one of these by the age of 55. Like that doesn't have to be the standard. Get that out of your head, because I feel like so many people are stuck in that mindset. And the sooner you can get those limitations that you set for yourself out of your head, you'll be able to blossom and just go and not be scared anymore, not have fear, to be able to go after what you want and just pursue things that you enjoy. And if you enjoy things, if you really, really like something and enjoy doing it, it's not going to matter if you have hiccups and bumps along the way, because you're going to finish, you're going to succeed, because you're going to love it. If you're doing something you don't really love and you're kind of frustrated with it, it's hard for you to pay attention, you're not going to do great. So find something that you love and just give yourself to it, and all this stuff just kind of comes along with it. It says, it's not the critic who counts. It's not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who's actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who at best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly. And that quote's so relevant, guys. I have so many people asking me, or just critiques, how is he doing that? How does he have this car? How does he have this gym? He's only 23, and literally, guys, what is stopping you from achieving your goals? Are you too young? It's actually young it's better if you are young. What's stopping you if you're young? You don't have any responsibility. What happens if you fail? Nothing will happen if you fail. Stop looking at others and saying, damn, he must have that because of this, or because of this, or because of that. That's why I don't have that. Stop making excuses to make yourself feel better. Look at yourself, guys. What is holding you back? It's a little bit different if you're older. If you have kids, if you have a family, if you're married, you have a mortgage, yeah, you have to abide by that. You have to be sure those bills are paid. You have to be sure you can take care of them. If you're young, it's an optimal time to do what you want to do. Take advantage of your years. What are you going to lose? What are you going to lose? And I'm tired of people looking at other people and just assuming things because they haven't put the work in, or they haven't challenged themselves, they haven't taken a risk in life to do what they want to do, because they're scared, they're held back. And guys, if you are the 1% that's actually listening to what I'm saying, I'm getting heated. If you are that 1%, 1 out of 100 that takes that step and takes the leap and believes in what they want to do and reaches that success, I guarantee you 95 of the percent that hasn't tried that they're just gonna be critics. They're gonna critique. They're gonna say, well, he got there because of this or that or because of that. And inside, they're looking at you just upset that they haven't tried. They haven't given it their all. They have not given it everything. And until you give it everything, don't be the critic. Be the doer. Be the man in the arena, like that quote says. Put that work in. Put the sweat. Put the blood and tears and the sacrifice. Do it even though no one's behind you. Guys, when I was younger, my mom was crying for months while I was sidelining school. I was chasing this passion. She was crying for months, telling me to stay. My friends, when I started vlogging at Texas Christian University, TCU in Fort Worth, Texas, thought I was stupid. It was funny. I was like a joke in the hallways in the dorms. And now look, years later, sticking to what you say you're gonna do, no matter what that venture is, do it. People are gonna look at you years later and be like, damn, he did it, and they don't really know what to say, so do it. Believe in yourself and just do it, guys, whatever you want to do. A lot of, and myself included, it's so important to take it in and kind of like, wow, damn, this is sick. Like when I walked in here today and kind of like, wow, like, oh, damn, it kind of hit me, and it is sick. I'm gonna miss the hell out of this gym when we move, and it's amazing, and it's a part of history. It's like a part of me, you know. It's been 3 years here now, and a lot of things have been created here. And with that said, though, like what's to come is so much. It's literally like we're taking what we have here and we're gonna amplify everything. We're gonna elevate everything to a level that we've never shown before, never done before. And it excites me so much. But I feel like a lot of people can kind of get stuck on that, like, this is getting the job done, it's good. And though it is, it's just like, I can't wait to keep moving. And I think that's kind of, maybe it's like my addiction is that, just like, but wanting like better and stuff. But I challenge you guys to think that way. In your work, in your business, in things that you're trying to get better at, you have to constantly think, what could be better? How can I take this and take it to that next level? And I think that if you do that enough, like throughout small daily tasks and everything, like just literally anything, showing up to work or doing your job or doing this or putting that last hour in when you're studying and stuff, like those little touches of how you can elevate yourself and the things that you're doing add up. And over time, yeah, it's just, I encourage you to think that way. Don't get too complacent. It's okay to enjoy the moment, soak it in, but where are you going next is how I like to kind of think. You may not like it, it may not be for everyone, but that's me, man. Just share growing up. You know, I started this channel, I was 19 years old, and there is so much I've learned as a person over the last 4 years, and there's so much I learn every day, every week, and all I hope with this channel is that you guys can take away like something. Entertainment, knowledge, tips, anything. And as long as I can give you guys, like, if I can make your day that much better, then that's all I can do. That's all I can ask. So I want to keep doing that the best I can.